So fear and social anxiety, how does it make you act?
Well, it inhibits who you really are. Uh, I can remember a time when I was not anxious. Uh, I was very young. I very vividly remember it, but it was a time when I did not have social anxiety. And at that time, I was very outgoing. I was very friendly, and people did like me. But then, for one reason or another, something triggered in my brain that I need to keep the show up. It was like I was put on a show. Well, people like me, well, I got to keep at it. With me, I think a lot of it's perfectionism, really, which I think a lot of people can relate to. It's like I felt like I had to do things perfectly. I had every conversation had to be perfect. I had to be funny. I had to be charming. I had to be entertaining. And, you know, realistically, you can't always be that. So I think that was kind of my downfall. And then situation would come across where I would overjudge myself. Then I would start to, what I call beat myself up over it. And, you know, you, and by beating myself up, I mean, I would get down on myself. I would tell myself, well, I failed at that conversation. Or, to me, I mean, it gets down to very little details. Maybe some other people can relate to that. But, so many conversations in life, as you're going through life, and I'm analyzing and beating myself up over everything I did wrong, trying to perfect it, and it's just ended up being a paradox. Really, it's a no-win situation, and that's really how I ended up with it.
And you certainly it affects your personal relationships. Are there any other arenas which this is affecting your life?
Certainly, and this is the perfectionism part. It affects my uh, job as well, and it's any job. I've changed careers. I was originally in the information technology, then I changed to finance, thinking that, well, maybe just didn't find my niche. What I found out is, well, it's really not that was bothering me. It's just a fear on the job, and we're talking once again that fear of perfectionism. I've got to do everything perfect, which is ridiculous, you know. And I mean, we're talking even the first day on the job, I'd feel like, oh, I got to do everything perfect. Oh, if I screw anything up, it's I couldn't even tell you what I would. There's really no thought like what would happen if I screwed something up, but it's just I knew it would be bad, and it's just completely ridiculous. And that's something I still have a problem with. It's I mean, social anxiety for me has gone into my personal life as well as my career, which is a majority of things, and that makes a pretty big impact.